Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Urban Legends, the Urban Legends podcast where you join me, Chris Flynn, as co-passenger as we enter the shattered mind of eldritch demon Mr.
Neil Herbert.
Hi Neil, how's your shattered mind?
It's pretty shattered, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's good. That would be good for doing sort of surreal comedy, I imagine.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? Have you seen, so Noel Fielding, talking of surreal,
Yes.
He's got a new series out, hasn't he, about Dick Turpin? Have you seen it?
I've not seen it, no.
I think it's on Apple, actually.
Yeah, it's on Apple, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen it. Have you?
Do you know what? It's all right.
Is it all right?
It's all right, yeah. It's
Okay.
It's not, I wouldn't. It's got quite a good lot of
People in it.
Like,
Got a lot of people in it. Yes, no, facing it.
I don't know who most.
Ben Hur's your favourite thing ever.
Yeah, yeah, just a lot of people. Yeah, that's what
a lot of people. Yeah, lovely. Look at that.
No, I mean it's got quite a lot of comedy actors from like Diane Morgan and people like that. I can't remember any of the rest of them. There's Joe, whatever his name is.
Has it got Matt Berry in it?
I don't know. I think Matt Berry's gotten too big for that kind of thing these days.
Pointless then.
Yeah, all Richard Ayoade. It's got. They're all like voicing things on Star Wars and shit these days, aren't they? They've gone to the big leagues. No, it's got
Julian
Tamsin Greig.
All right, yeah.
That name.
Yeah.
Who's in Black Books.
Yeah, she's good.
She's got a prominent part. She's good. Yeah, can't remember any of the rest. So
I've
glad I brought it up.
I've started watching because I like to have something on in the background that I don't have to pay attention to, and so I've because they're on. They've recently come on Netflix, so I've got the TV series Monk. Right.
Oh, okay. I've seen a couple of episodes.
It's about a guy with mental health issues, but it's the 90s, so it's funny.
So it's a superpower, yeah.
So it's really funny.
It's I've got OCD, so I'll make a great detective, but it'll be a bit awkward to make everyone around me cringe.
Do you know what? Like the problem with it is, it's kind of like. So you would think that he would be quite a sympathetic character because he's got mental health issues because his wife was murdered. Right.
Okay. I didn't know the backstory. Yeah.
So you think it'd be kind of like a bit, and you go, oh right, but actually, like he has like character traits which are nothing to do with that, like being really tight with money, and not wanting to pay his assistant, and like always paying her late and all this kind of stuff. And you're like, well, that's not anything to do with like this. It's just you being a dick, and you kind of, it's quite difficult to root for him.
People with OCD can be dicks as well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, do you know what? It was, I think, unlike these days in the woke hellscape which we live in, it was a lot more even-handed, wasn't it?
He sounds like a complex, nuanced character, Chris. I like what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and also, like, it's okay to have a little chuckle at someone struggling. It's all right.
Look, the thing you got to think about, listener, is if it makes you feel slightly better for a few seconds, then it's worth it. Practice your self-care.
The big thing, though,
if you're going to exhaust yourself, your mental energies on pitying other people, what's left for you?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people think that empathy is a good thing, but you can't spell empathy without pathetic. That's what I've been told.
Spell empathy without vampire. Sucking all the joy out of my life.
Yeah, sucking all the fun out of the pub. That's the juicer.
Sorry, homeless man. I am on my 12th pint. I've bloody earned it. Now I'm going to go on to my lucky for Sam 13.
Unlucky for you if you don't move.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting about it, very much like Murder, She Wrote or Love Boat, like the sort of guests, not guest stars, but people playing quite minor roles in it, are like all really massive now. Like the fucking everyone's in it. Like it's kind of like like with The Wire. It's a bit like The Wire. Yeah. Like as in like there was just like Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman, I think.
He was just in like the last episode I saw. He was like the villain in that one.
Is it pre-moustache Nick Offerman?
Yeah, and a bit chubbier as well.
That'd be a bit weird.
It was weird. He has quite beady eyes without the tash.
Yeah, I don't know.
Without tash to draw you away from his piercing gaze. Yeah. Sarah Silverman is kind of is in it. There's loads. I think Jennifer Lawrence's first things in one of the episodes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but there's like fucking everyone. Like it's just crazy watching it and going, "Hey, I know you." Yeah, often playing characters which they then played later on in a more successful, like as a main role. So yeah, it's if you like before they were famous, then and laughing at mental problems, then Monk's for you. The
It's
thing,
a handful of Monk.
what I would say is, so, so what I would say about it is, if you're into like really smart detective stuff, this probably isn't for you, right? Because
the mystery's not good.
The mysteries aren't that good. Often, like you'll go, right, well that's because of that, and then like at the end, then he'll put it all together, and you're like, am I Monk?
I was going to say, because it's one of two things, isn't it? It'll be either it's really obvious he did it, and therefore you get no satisfaction from
something. But like he's going, oh, why did he's like going, oh, these two things connect, why, and you're going, well, it's because of this. Like
well, maybe the actual story, Chris, is that
he's
been promoted up by affirmative action, and he's actually a really shit detective. When they're all sitting behind him, and it's like,
well, no,
Monk, look, he's literally holding the fucking
Peter
knife.
Principal, he got promoted.
Get away, Monk. Yeah, I know you don't like treading on the cracks of the pavement. Just
yeah, it could be. Yeah, I mean, he's not actually part. He's a consultant because he got laid off from the police force for a bit because he was. I believe it's a technical term.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's fine. Like, there's lots of them, and it doesn't take a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So,
well, the thing is, it's either that they do, isn't it, or that there's either that they kind of plot these mystery shows, or it'll be a really baffling kind of just someone who's been on screen for about 2 seconds. Oh, do you remember that toilet cleaner we walked past? Well, all the clues that we haven't shared with you leading up to that you couldn't possibly have known. What a twist. Well, I think Columbo, I quite enjoyed watching that during the pandemic.
Well, you said that he would struggle to actually make a good luck with that in court.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, this is the other thing with Columbo. Like, the genius is they always reveal who's done the crime, and it's the great thing of him outsmarting them. But yeah, exactly. Every episode, though, pretty much, it'd be like, fucking prove it in court, mate. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, yeah, while we're here, well, actually, no, this is one way, I think there was a real life case of this, and they did, this guy did actually ended up getting himself locked away. He would actually admit to it and be like, well, good luck proving it, and he never would be able to. Because, the wine bottle that you left out there, and the temperature and all of this, Yeah, very clever, Columbo, but getting a jury to buy into that.
Well done, yeah, you're
significant doubt for a reason.
It's excellent. If only you could become a time traveling detective now and be able to use any of what you said or produce any evidence.
But no, I can't remember all the circumstances. There was this case where the guy basically wanted to brag about the murder that he'd done, and so they're interrogating him. He refuses to be honest with it, and then he's like, "Tell you what,
I did do it. Prove it."
Well, exactly. He said, "Send the other guy out of the room. I'm not putting on. Turn the tape off." And then he's like, "Yeah, I did it. This is how I did it." Blah blah blah. And I think there may have been 2 of them still in the room or whatever. But anyway, what it was basically, it's like, well, actually, no, mate, that counts as a confession.
Yeah.
We're police officers and the 2 of us here, so we can back each other up.
I mean, like,
we've got a recording, I'll be honest, it's easy to prove, but you've just...
literally the fact that we said anything you say can be used as evidence against you.
That was really smugly like, well, turn the
that was the first. That was literally the first thing I said to you, mate. So I don't know if I could have made it any clearer.
But yeah, absolutely sold himself down the river, which is quite hilarious.
But I tell you what is an
technically you got you see these people who are trying to tell the judge how the courtroom should be run. It's like, look, according to the research I've done, it's like, and I spent fucking however many years in studying to be a lawyer and then working in courts.
Although I will say
I might know better.
I will say that I will only ever represent myself in any criminal proceedings.
Yeah,
as a freeman of the land. Yeah. Speaking of free men of the land,
I call Pope Francis next witness.
What? He can't make it for 12 months.
Not my problem.
Not my problem, I'm afraid. I'm going back,
Your Honour.
I'm going back to my allotment.
A worthy
when you're ready, and then I'll start going through the rest of my list.
Why is this
as is my right under the Magna Carta. Speaking of the Magna Carta, I'll tell you what didn't appear in the Magna Carta. Whatever you're talking about today, Neil.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, the Magna Carta 1215, they knew about Skinwalkers.
Whoa! It's
Barons
a big,
didn't care for them, Chris. Tell you what.
Didn't care for the barons.
King John,
no.
a little bit less of your Skinwalker mates.
Yeah.
For a fucking start.
Is that what caused?
We'll have some liberty and all.
Is that what caused the sort of the noble uprising? The amount of skinwalkers who were taking high seats in the court.
Absolute menace.
Oh. Yeah. The Privy Council is a skinwalker, I believe.
I think in Celtic myth you've got things like Kelpies and stuff like that, which I don't think they're necessarily malevolent spirits, Kelpies. No, I don't know.
More complicated than that.
So
I don't think are skinwalker spirits. I thought it was some kind of witchery.
We'll find out. Actually, I clearly didn't read that well. Yeah, not spirits per se, but they're actually they're
like black magic, isn't it?
Using spiritual powers. So it's a Navajo kind of tradition.
Okay.
So we'll and I've got a couple of articles.
We'd like to, and I'll just say up front, we'd like to apologise to any of our Navajo friends who are listening for everything that we're about to get wrong.
Yeah, we'll attempt to we'll read from the articles, and we're not trying to dismiss the story, but obviously we are not experts. We don't claim to be. So
they don't know that we are experts.
I think they do.
We're experts.
Anyway.
I'm trying to get us a consulting gig. Not even a consulting gig, like an outside expert gig on the next series of Skinwalker Ranch. We'd be good at that, wouldn't we?
It's not related to skinwalkers as in the Navajo tradition, though, is it?
Yes, because they're meant to frequent the area.
That's why it's called.
That's why it's called Skinwalker Ranch. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, Neil, I'll tell you what. Off air, I'll catch you up so we don't have to have this discussion in front of the producers when we inevitably get the call.
Yes. Well, I mean, everyone listens to this podcast now, so it's bound to get through to them.
To be honest, I've noticed that there's been some very, very suspicious new series coming out on History 2 channel that sound very much like things which we talked about.
This is a load of bollocks. I think this is something me and Chris came up with.
Yeah.
How else would it get on TV? Yeah, and I also have to apologise to listeners if my usual dulcet tones are slightly more muted. It
sounds more sexy today.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, if it works for you, then fair enough.
It always works for me.
But getting over a bit of a.
You sounded a bit like this. Hello, I'm Dil Herbert. I'm going to talk to you about Navajo witches.
Anyway, so.
I won't do that anymore.
It's quite difficult to concentrate.
Yeah.
Right.
I know, it's like having feedback, isn't it? Because my impressions are good.
Yes, it's just like an uncanny mimic. It's like there's a skinwalker dressed in my own skin behind me.
I like to call my face the audio mirror.
Yeah,
proceed.
Great. No notes.
Proceed.
Right, meet the Navajo Skinwalker, the demonic shapeshifter that Native Americans won't even mention by name.
True, they don't like him.
That's interesting. Yeah, no, they're not regarded fondly.
I suppose the problem which we have here is we are mentioning it not only by name but also putting it out into the world, so we could well get some kind of payback.
So be it, Chris. Although
I like to think that distance is our friend in this instance.
Well, also we're using the English name, aren't we? So I assume like the Navajo is some other. They've got some other term.
No, they called it Skinwalker. Yeah, that's where we got the word walker and skin from. Before that, it was something different in German.
It was,
that was the one.
Dreamed or something. Yeah,
walking was
Saxon.
Yeah, and it was skin was dreamed.
Click dreaming.
That's it. Oh, thanks very much. I just had it done.
Hey. Right. What are skinwalkers? The shape-shifting witches of Navajo lore. Are they actually real?
Yeah.
Inside the mystery of these mythical beasts. So, the legend of the shape-shifting entity known as the Skinwalker has largely been dismissed as a hoax. After all, it is difficult to believe that a humanoid figure has been transforming into a four-legged animal and terrorizing families in the American Southwest for decades, if not longer. But while there's no scientific proof, the Navajo Skinwalker does have deep roots in Native American lore.
And there's plenty of circumstantial proof.
Well, we'll get on. There's a couple of articles I've got here. So there was a TikTok craze in 2020, which it documents. It gets on a bit about the pandemic, but it's quite an interesting read. So We'll have a shifty at that as well, time permitting, which I'm sure there will be. So as for the rest of America, it got its first real taste of the Navajo legend in 1996. A newspaper story chronicled a Utah family's traumatizing experience with the supposed creature that included cattle mutilations and disappearances, UFO sightings, and the appearance of crop circles. Blimey, they got a 3 for 1.
Yep.
So, but here we go. The family's most distressing encounter with the fabled Skinwalker occurred one night just 18 months after moving onto the ranch. Do you reckon you'd be in touch with the sellers there? You didn't tell us this was a cursed ranch.
Yeah, I want 10%.
Did you not do the ley line survey?
No, well,
No,
but, you know,
not my problem, mate. If you cheaped out the survey,
exactly. Yeah. What, you didn't get someone over doing some divination?
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, round here, you know,
standard stuff, isn't it?
Well, do you know what? This is the problem with not using a local real estate person. You know, it's a problem with using purple bricks.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
you're happy with the money you save, weren't you? But then you want to come crying to me when it turns south.
Yeah, you don't want, you know,
mate.
You don't want me getting my 2%. You think you can do it yourself online? Well,
good luck to you.
This is yeah, exactly. You know, best of luck. Yeah. What I'd say is, you might think twice in future, mightn't you?
Right. The family's most distressing encounter, fabled Skinwalker, occurred one night 18 months after moving onto the ranch. Terry Sherman, the father of the family, was walking his dogs around the ranch late at night when he encountered a wolf.
Terry Sherman.
That's a pretty good name.
Yeah.
But this was no ordinary wolf. It was perhaps 3 times bigger than a normal one, had glowing red eyes. This is reminding me of Small Dog. And stood unfazed by 3 close-range shots Sherman blasted into its hide.
I'm not bothered.
I love it when we get to I love it with American stories. Quite a
there's always
the end of the sentence is just punctuated by Iron bullets. It happens so often. That is a great sentence.
Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you know, he's entitled.
No, he's not. What? Because it's his land.
Well, no, he's going to be protecting his dogs and his family, isn't he?
Yeah, I know, but
Wolves don't normally get that close. They're more sensible.
Or have glowing red eyes, I guess.
Yeah, in fairness. Yeah, I'm not advocating you should be out hunting wolves, but, you know, if they come that close, they normally wouldn't. So,
what's wrong with just using your bare hands? What's wrong with that now?
Quite Rambo.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with just taking your shirt off and your trousers? That's all. I go commando. Taking those off, maybe doing those lines across your face in mud, and then man and beast clash.
Yeah, come on, man up, Tez.
Yeah. Oh! I've got my stick with the point kill button on it.
Oh, there's a reason they call man the most dangerous animal. It's just tearing off his shirt and getting for a square go with a wolf.
Well, I reckon, you know, fair's fair. If it's just one, if there's a pack of wolves, fair enough, right? That's not
just wolves. That's not handle
cricket.
Yeah, but 3 times bigger than a normal wolf. And
so that means it's about the size of a man. Perfect. Yeah, there we go.
Clean hands, better fight.
Don King would promote that.
He probably would. Right. The Sherman family weren't the only ones to be traumatised on the property. After they moved out, it was in '96 by the look of it.
Keeping all of this quiet, presumably.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's great, really quiet.
Oh, it's lovely. It's really peaceful.
Well, no wolves. I didn't mention wolves. Why are you mentioning wolves? Oh, just in case, you know, because sometimes people wonder what the wolf situation is when I buy a house.
Skinwalkers real? No.
What? I've not mentioned Skinwalkers. Why are you mentioning Skinwalkers? That's a weird thing to have. No, you know, you look like an intelligent guy. I thought you might be interested in that kind of thing. No, nothing to do with the property, no.
No. Anyway, after they moved out, several new owners experienced eerily similar encounters with these creatures. And today, the ranch has become a hub of paranormal research that's aptly renamed Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh, there it is.
So while paranormal investigators...
My most favourite show on the History 2 channel, because it's... I don't know. It's seems a bit more genuine.
Some spookies going on.
Yeah, there's something going on there. I don't know what it is. Like I said to you before we started, it could just be that it's on top of a big crystal.
Yeah. or again, ley lines or Atlanteans, or all of the above, as we said before the podcast.
Mm.
So while paranormal investigators probe the property with novel intentions, what they seek has a history that is centuries old. The legend of the Navajo Skinwalker. So what are they inside the legend? And there's various pictures of a fella with a sort of wolf hat on and what have you, and then leaning down. So what is a skinwalker?
Back where I grew up, a skinwalker was someone who refused to wear a condom.
Mm.
Continue.
Raw dog in it, eh?
What? Who are you? What's the raw dog in it? What? Where are you from?
I heard that phrase, but anyway.
You from fucking the Bronx? You from the wrong side of the tracks now, are you, Neil?
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
Now you've got a husky voice.
No,
do you think you are Isaac Hayes?
No, there was a famous.
I know it's a term. I just didn't think it was a term you would ever say in public.
No, probably not. No, I don't. Yeah, I can't. It's an amusing one. Anyway, so what is a skinwalker? As the Navajo English Dictionary explains, the skinwalker has been translated from the Navajo Yilnaldlushi. I'm almost certain
Perfect.
that wrong, so apologies. This literally means, by means of it, it goes on all fours.
Okay.
And the Yilnaldlushi is merely one of the many varieties of skinwalkers called Anti-Genie. The Pueblo people, Apache and Hopi, also have their...
Yeah, only the Hopi did.
Yeah, have their own legends involving the skinwalker. So some traditions concerning Native American monsters believe that skinwalkers are born of a benevolent medicine man who abuses indigenous magic for evil. The medicine man is then given mythical...
Be tempting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Be tempting.
You go to the dark side, get more power, turn into a wolf or whatever.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing, yeah, I mean, generally, like, kind of, they don't have the hang up with, you know, like,
spirits and stuff, yeah. Like
because we talked in the past before, like, you know, witches in the sort of Western thing. It's in
a Western Christian,
by herself, who's probably good at, you know, with herbs and healing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Probably get pestered by people in society, but you know that kind of thing is respected in the kind of Native American culture. But then it's
although what I'd say is I think that in recent times witches have become quite sexy.
No, that's true, actually. Yeah,
quite sexy, haven't they?
They've sexified all of the things, haven't they? Because there's
sexy Frankenstein's monster. Don't mind if I do.
Yet?
No,
I tell you what, that's another that needs to be written.
The Bride of Frankenstein was meant to be quite sexy, I think.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Don't give me that. I can see a poster up behind you.
Yeah, allegedly,
and not in very good shape.
No, it's been
the mouth's all gone away from where you've been kissing
used, it. But yeah, no, you can have that, just like because they made like sparkly vampires, didn't they? And then there's
sexy,
like
sexy
werewolves
with sexy zombies.
But yeah, sexy Frankenstein's monster, that'd
be one for the books.
But I'd insist on calling him Sexy Frankenstein just to annoy people who have to keep pointing out. Well, actually, Dr. Frankenstein was the doctor, not the monster.
His name was Dr. Fuckenstein.
Yeah, well, exactly. Dr. Fuckstein. And anyway, he was technically his son, wasn't he, kind of?
I don't think technically he was his son, Neil, no.
Well, sort of, right.
I don't think it was using his seed.
All right, yeah, not technically, but anyway,
he was his creator.
He was his creator, but he's kind of a father figure as well, isn't he?
In a way, a father is a creator, isn't he?
Yeah.
Of misery.
Yeah.
And loss.
And why?
Depending on your relationships.
Yeah, that's true. Right, benevolent medicine man who uses indigenous magic for evil. So you don't give mythical powers of evil that vary from tradition to tradition, but the power all traditions mention is the ability to turn into or possess an animal or person.
Nice. What animal would you be?
Bear, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Not big leap.
There's not too many skin shapes that actually fit me. I'm not going to get in a fucking ocelot, that's for sure.
Well, not again.
Never twice. Crepuscular, I think so. Right. Other traditions believe a man, woman, or child can become a skinwalker should they commit any kind of deep-seated taboo. So, they're very kind of like, frowned upon, as I understand, reading around. So these, they're not.
So you have to do something really beyond the tribal pale.
Yeah, they're very, they're outcasts. And it's kind of like, I mean, this is the thing. I think Navajo treat this quite seriously, and
they do,
they don't like to talk about it. Don't
Nope.
apparently don't really like outsiders to talk about it, or making light of it. So it's
So don't listen to this.
Yes, so don't listen to this podcast. In Native American law, the Skinwalkers are described as being mostly animalistic physically, even when they're in human form. They are reportedly near impossible to kill. There you go, see, Chris. Except with a bullet or a knife dipped in white ash, or a fat bloke stripped down to his
that's it.
pecs, having a square go.
Yeah, that's it. You got
if his heart is pure British.
Look, if he's got a strong British heart, then you've got a chance, is what I'd say. He's got steak and kidney pumping through his veins.
You've probably never been down a British high street where some lad decides to rip his top off and start screaming at someone else who's...
That's fine. But look, this is why we don't have the gun discussion, right? Yeah. because we look at other people and go, no chance.
Fucking look at that. You fucking want some?
Yeah.
There's a cry you will hear down many a drunken street, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, true. Yeah,
endlessly entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. It used to be like when and I think it's but actually I don't think it's particularly bad here. I think it's just how it is everywhere. But it used to be particularly bad when everywhere shut at the same time. Like nightclubs always shut at the same time. And if you had a collection of nightclubs in a quite small area,
everyone's tanked up at the same time.
Everyone's tanked up. They're all testosteroned up.
Couldn't pull. Why not try and start a fight?
They did, yeah. You're all frustrated because you didn't pull, didn't get a lady.
Have a wank in the shower. Beautiful.
Well, go up A&E.
Yeah. Get bold and go up A&E, waste everyone's time.
There used to be like you would see like
paid your national insurance, Chris. That's a Friday night.
When I was kind of 18, 19, you would there would be kind of running battles in the street. Like you'd see groups like shifting around, like spilling out in the roads and stuff. It's good.
A&E on a Friday night. Fuck
yeah, I've never been. I've never needed to.
Yeah. No. Just you've been for other reasons. Not me personally, fortunately, but having to take other people and
they use a lot of force.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're just because some pricks can stab someone else, and so obviously they have to go to the front of the queue, and they're usually fairly entitled, still drunk or probably on loads of gack as well. Anyway, it's going to get off my high horse.
Yeah, fucking hell no.
Yeah,
what's this about?
I choose to.
But did you go up A&E because of your sore throat?
Yeah. Excuse me.
I've got a sore throat.
I should go first.
Have you got any lozenges? I do pay my taxes. That's what you said.
I probably pay more taxes than you because I'm more intelligent.
I definitely earn more money than you.
No, I don't think so, mate.
No, I don't think so.
Instead of a YouTube influencer, there's multi-millionaire.
Don't think so, mate. I'm a plumber.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, true. Fair enough.
Yeah, no, nice one.
But little more is known about the purported being, as the Navajo are staunchly reluctant to discuss it with outsiders, as we were saying, and often even amongst one another. Because I think it's just one of those things as well. It's just like you don't talk about it.
Look, that with all societies, we've got certain things we don't like talking about. They don't like talking about skinwalkers.
We don't like talking about Mrs. Brown's boys.
We don't talk about the fact that the royal family lizards. We all know it. We just keep, But what's the point in talking about it?
Nothing to do with me, Chris.
Hey,
I can't change it, so I'm not going to get into it.
At the end of the day, they bring in more money than they cost us, so I'm fine with it. They've had the majority of their powers stripped, and it's mainly ceremonial.
Sacrifice how many a year? I don't know.
Well,
it appeases the old gods.
Well, as you would know.
Yeah. I ain't going to knock tradition. Right, anyway, traditional belief portends that speaking about the malevolent beings is not only bad luck, but makes their appearance all the more likely.
Uh-oh. Going to be a rough night now.
So, Native American writer and historian Adrienne Keene explained how J.K. Rowling's use of similar entities in her Harry Potter series affected Indigenous people who believed in Skinwalker. What happens when Rowling pulls this in is we as Native people are now opened up to a barrage of questions about these beliefs and traditions.
Yeah.
But these are not things that need to or should be discussed by outsiders.
Yeah, she was a bit of a magpie, was old J.K.
Yeah.
She didn't sort of come up with anything.
I mean, that's not uncommon for a lot of people who are doing these fantasy things, are they? I mean, even like your what's his face?
Tolkien.
Lord of the Rings. Oh yeah, Tolkien. I mean, a lot of that was based on like Norse mythology and stuff, wasn't it?
I think that
It's
when
a
you do a
grand bit.
fantasy book, you should make up entirely new groups of people, sort of like China Miéville does.
Yeah, I think he did make up quite a bit, but I don't know.
I think you'll
He
make them all
grounded
up.
it in myth. Anyway, I don't really care.
It's the ice rocks, fellas. See, look, it's easy. Just came up with them.
Yeah.
What's good about them? They're really posh. What's bad about them? I don't like getting their hands dirty. There, done. Right, next.
I'm a sentient plastic bottle.
Yeah, there you go.
We're breeding fast and taking over the world. There you go.
Yeah, perfect. Bang, done.
I've also mirrored your own human society.
Poor Neil, that's deep. Oh, if you wouldn't mind.
How'd you like that, Rowling?
If you wouldn't mind, here's an award.
Tell you what, write me a check. You can have that one.
Yeah, if you've got any money spare from...
There's more where that came from, don't worry.
got any money spare from your round-the-clock guards?
Yeah. Right, it's 96 incident at Skinwalker Ranch. In 1996, a couple of outsiders were introduced to the...
Neil. Pens with wings. Neck, yeah. Brilliant. What's good about them? They're called the Skywriters. Yeah. Brilliant. How much fun is that? You could sell the pens as well, couldn't you, for kids?
You could, yeah.
Kids at school. What's good about them?
Promotes literacy.
What's good about them? Punctuality. What's bad about them? They're officious.
Yeah, and quite racist.
fairly bigoted. Fairly bigoted.
Yeah.
And they mirror the modern day's journalism / internet culture.
Yeah,
see, bang.
Bosh. Done.
Must be nearly done with the book now.
Next. Yeah.
Get that written up.
3 or 4 of those.
Get that written up.
Got a YA series. I'm sure film rights are on the way.
Get that written up too, sweet. I'll tell you what. I'm out of this shithole. I'm off to Spain.
We'll get some ghostwriters to do it for us.
Yeah, why not? Ghostwriters, brilliant. They're the ones who are friends with the flying pens. What's good about them? What's good about them? They can control the weather. What's bad about them? They
overspice your food.
They overspice your food. Perfect.
In any way that you don't like.
Exactly. Yeah. Whatever your favourite, whatever thing you don't like, they always do your food like that.
Sort of like, yeah.
Also, a problem with them, they insist on a sit-down meal whenever they discuss business.
Yeah. Oh, it's very salty, this.
How much? This is just
heavy hand with the smoked paprika there. Now, that'd be good for me because I like smoked paprika, but not for
everyone. But you wouldn't get it though, would you?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
No.
But I'd be having they'd be put too much sweetness with my savoury.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've just got a lot of maple syrup. This curry's got a lot of maple syrup in it.
Maple syrup coat. Yeah, a little bit, fine. But anyway, we've gone to UFOs now. So we're now fully on Skinwalker Ranch, apparently. So Terry and Gwen Sherman first observed UFOs of various sizes hovering above their property.
Yeah.
And several of their cows died or disappeared. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to kind of just allied over this because this podcast is not about UFOs.
Not primarily.
The
thing is with the Skinwalker Ranch is that there's all manner of not only UAP activity, but also energy changes, which you can actually scientifically record. But also there's paranormal activity with it as well, Neil. It's a real amuse boost of strangeness.
Mm.
Okay. It's a real Gordian knot of a riddle.
So perhaps most terrifying were the voices. So he had UFOs and Skinwalkers. Yep. Most terrifying were the voices he heard while walking his dogs late one night. He reported the voices spoken in a language he didn't recognise. He estimated they came from about 25 feet away, but couldn't see a thing. His dog went berserk, barked, and ran hastily back to the house. I mean, dogs do kind of do that anyway. So after they sold their property...
I mean, someone could have just been opening a tin.
Yeah, exactly. After the Sherman sold their property, these incidents only continued and talk of the Skinwalker intensified. So are Skinwalkers real? After the 96 incident, enthusiasts entered the scene, blah, 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 UFOs. What's he...
You're not into the UFO bit, are you? Because it's not part of the Hopi thing.
I think you know, pick a lane here. I don't want one or the other. On March 12th, 97, Bigelow's employee biochemist, Dr. Colm Keller, spotted a large humanoid figure perched in a tree. Detailed in his book, Hunt for the Skinwalker, which you're reading, aren't you, Chris?
No, I'm reading Skinwalkers and the Pentagon, which is a follow-up.
Multiple of these, blimey. Yeah, Las Vegas Realtor, Robert Bigelow bought the launch. $200,000. Well, mind you, that was in 96.
Yeah.
Not bad for a launch.
I think it's about 50 acres.
Yeah. So the large
but property's cheap in America compared to here.
Yeah, that's true.
That would get you a studio flat in Brighton. Like in 96, not now.
Yeah. Oh no. Millions now. So this creature was 20 foot off the ground, 50 feet away. So his biochemist is saying he's spotted the large creature lay motionless, almost casually in the tree. The only indication of its presence was the penetrating yellow light of the unblinking eyes as they stared fixedly back into the light. He fired at the supposed skinwalker, nice one, with a rifle, but it fled.
Which is weird because he's Irish.
Yeah.
So he's gone native, isn't he?
Well, fair enough. Keller described the evidence as signs of a bird of prey, maybe a raptor print, but huge, and from the depth of the print, a very heavy creature.
A harpy eagle.
That was only a few days before another unnerving incident. The ranch manager and his wife had just tagged a calf before their dog began acting strangely. They went back to investigate 45 minutes later, and the field in broad daylight found the calf and its body cavity empty. Most people know if an 84-pound calf is killed, there is blood spread around.
Yeah.
It was as if all the blood had been removed in a very thorough way. The distressing activity continued well into the summer. 3 eyewitnesses saw a very large animal in a tree and also another large animal at the base of the tree. We had videotape equipment, night vision equipment. We started hunting around the tree for the carcass, and there was no evidence whatsoever. Ultimately, Bigelow and his research team experienced over 100 incidents on the property, but couldn't amass the kind of evidence that scientific publication would accept with credulity. He sold the ranch to a company called Adamantium Holdings for $4.5 million in 2016. That's a healthy profit.
Not bad, is it? Although that would be the guy who owns it now, who then got the TV show out of it. So I don't know how much money they make from that, but he's probably doing all right.
The research on Skinwalker Ranch is now more sophisticated and secretive than ever.
Secretive? It's a TV show?
Yeah, well, there you go. Skinwalkers in pop culture today. There are many stories about skinwalkers online in such forums as Reddit. I mean, this is a problem. I think that it's very hard to actually get any kind of. You'd hope there'd be some stuff about the Navajo tradition, but I think again because they don't like talking about it. A lot of this is kind of inference and what people have picked up at secondhand. I think is what we're learning.
Thing about Navajo and the Hopi, they're not blabbermouths like us.
Keep it secret. Good for them. On forums such as Reddit, these experiences commonly occur in Native American reservations and are allegedly only prevented by the blessings of medicine men. And while it's difficult to discern just how truthful these accounts are, the descriptions are almost always the same: a 4-legged beast with a disturbingly human, albeit marred face, and orange-red glowing eyes.
Ooh.
Those who claim to have seen these skinwalkers also said they are fast and made hellish noise.
Hellish noise.
I mean, what we're reading as well, which is quite spooky, is they'll do stuff like imitate, like a friend of yours who's
there's a lot of that about
like child noises and things like this.
Yeah, that sounds like a baby crying or something.
Like
but there's been a few. We've looked at a few creatures which do stuff like that because the goat man of Pope Lick did that, didn't he?
Did it? Yeah, I remember it's all of a piece. Yeah, because they try and find ways to sort of trick people. Because I think this is I read somewhere because that's one of the reasons a cat's meow is kind of
so cats are pitch their meows to hit the same nerve centers in our brain that a baby crying does, so you can't ignore them. Yeah, they're cheeky fucks.
So they've crept back into pop culture. The TV shows such as HBO's The Outsider and History Channel's upcoming The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh, so this is quite old, this then?
I guess it must be, yeah.
Because they were on like series 5 or something.
When was this written? Let's have a look. There's no date on that, I don't think.
Oh, that's typical.
Oh, no, this is... Oh, it says published April 16th, 2024. Clearly not.
Well, that's bullshit, yeah.
Well, you can't tell with any of these things anymore.
Just rechurned,
they just rechurn it, yes. fucking algorithms back out.
It's fucking. And what world are we
It's
in
just
now?
Content, Chris. It's just fucking content.
Just content, yeah.
Probably written by an AI.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? And
read by an AI.
For people like us who sweat blood and tears to put out high quality content like this, and then there's just people just reposting, you know.
For every hour of brilliant content here, it takes an hour and 50 seconds to put, to research and put together and edit and then publish.
Weirdly, it actually takes less than an hour.
Yeah,
because we've already done the intro.
So I'm going to
it actually saves us time to do this.
Yeah, weirdly, it's like when you go around. It's like when you circumnavigate the globe and go in one direction, you get a day back.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, it's weird.
That's the only reason we're still in this game, listeners. Yeah,
can't explain it, but
we're
time's money.
Buttoning our way back in time. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I hit the late teens again, Chris, we have to stop for a bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got having a look at you. We've got a while to go yet.
no danger of getting there anytime soon. Don't worry. Since taking over Skinwalker Ranch, Adamantium has installed equipment all over the property, including cameras, alarm systems, infrared, and more. Most alarming, however, are the accounts from company employees. Okay, so this is just a really random, rambling article then about Skinwalker Ranch.
Apparently, yeah. So should we have a look at another one?
I'll just have a quick skim through. Right. So according to Vice, employee Thomas Winston was severally randomly experienced skin inflammation and nausea working on the grounds.
Yeah, some guy got a big lump under his brain. Under the skin, on top of his head.
Actually, it's nearly finished. I'll just quickly finish it off. This is the following account, parallel to some inexplicable events featured in sci-fi shows outside. Winston reported, I take my truck up the road, and the start to get closer, I start to get really scared. There's this feeling that takes over.
Oh, fuck, what's going on here?
Clear as you and me right now. It's just stop, turn around, leave that window with a spotlight out and start searching around. Nothing.
Couldn't she not out looking for Skinwalker?
Ranch family telling hospital no forces. Oh, you might think crowd situation, but it's not, is it? That was that little character. Anyway,
that was Mark Owen from Take That, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Mark Owen.
Mark Owen. Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? Oh, it'd be very greedly.
Yeah. Despite this dreadful experience, Winston reported he isn't leaving Skinwalker Ranch anytime soon. It's like the ranch calls to you, He said with a wry smile.
Oh.
Well, that was...
He said fiddling with some change in his pockets.
I think that literally was written by an AI. Wow. It's just the most random fucking article. Anyway, there you go. That's so. All right, we'll have a quick look at this one. Probably the other one's quite long. So
that's okay. That's not a problem.
Skinwalkers, the creepy creatures terrifying TikTok. This is from 2020.
TikTok. How's your TikTok account going?
I've never even used TikTok.
There's someone who looks very much like you, who's calling himself Niall Sherbert, who's doing stripping on TikTok.
Well, all they want.
An Irish
I can't help
stripper.
how many doppelgangers there are out there.
Well, it's weird, isn't it? Because he's doing a lot of it in Port Slade High Street.
Yeah. Just because it happens to be geographically located similarly as well. So,
well, there you go. Yeah, maybe maybe that's just the Port Slade look.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Or maybe I don't believe that.
Right. Peering past a set of horses' ears, we mosey down a dirt road just as the sun starts to sink in the sky. John Soto, at that one cowboy on TikTok, has been speaking about possible encounters with a skinwalker on his property for a few videos across several months now.
I may just be the at one cowboy here on this here on TikTok, but I've seen some strange things out here in the prairie. That good cowboy talk?
But he's got some evidence. So as he scans a cloud of vultures in the trees along the road, we hear somebody frantically call out, "Hey!" The horse stops, the voice cries out again, and the horse bolts in the opposite direction.
Evidence.
7.5 million likes on TikTok.
Horses, of course, known for nerves of steel.
Absolutely.
Stoic horses.
So it's got 7.5 million likes on TikTok and was the genesis of a skinwalker mania across social media. Hundreds of videos of encounters with the mysterious creature, explainer videos about the folklore, and storytelling about previous run-ins with skinwalkers popped up in a matter of days. The hashtag was virtually non-existent before, but it's skyrocketed since early October. Naomi Summer, a star of indigenous social media subculture Navajo TikTok, explains a skinwalker is a witch, a close but inaccurate translation, or inexact translation, excuse me, that committed unspeakable acts to obtain the power to change their shape into an animal in order to do harm. So yeah, they do something very wrong.
I kind of want to know what the unspeakable acts are.
Yeah.
Just to kind of like...
Don't talk about it, Chris, though. You're going to know.
Yeah, but just to kind of like see where my moral compass lies, really. I'd like to know what the powers are, and I'd like to know what the unspeakable acts are, and then, make an assessment, really. Not saying I'd do it, because I don't have, I'm not part of the culture or anything.
Not saying you wouldn't.
But, just saying, given the chance, is it something I'd do?
Is it something you'd be interested in? Yeah. Just sounding it out.
Just asking questions, then.
Yeah, just asking questions.
It's natural. It's natural to be curious.
They mimic sounds that might draw someone's attention, like the voice of a loved one or a stranger that might be in trouble in order to lure their defensive victims to their death. Often personal, akin to having a hex put on you, and they exist primarily on Native American reservations. It's a deeply terrifying figure for indigenous peoples, and their threat is taken very seriously. But the legend isn't always treated with respect in the way of the videos. Soto says most of the reaction on TikTok have been positive, but there's also one saying it's fake and trash talking Native American beliefs. Some people wave away the sounds as the cries of goats or mountain lions, but those animals don't live near his property, and he hasn't found any signs of harmless human pranksters. His horses have got mysterious injuries. No, he hasn't seen
No, but I mean, what would he expect to find? Like candy bars?
Yes, but yeah.
Tyre tracks?
Running teens.
Right.
Hopped up on goof juice.
Not the goof juice.
Oh.
That's the next epidemic.
His horse has got mysterious injuries. His chickens were killed but not eaten. And the skin of a javelina was found near his house.
That's a female javelin thrower.
Yeah, I would imagine so. He brought in a local medicine man to bless his home, and then the disturbing sounds have not crossed the protective barrier, but he's been warned that Skinwalker still wants something from him, perhaps his newborn baby.
Oh, there you go. That's an easy solve then.
Well, there you go then, yeah.
Brilliant.
Just got a solution staring you in the face.
It's fucking so basic transaction.
Sleep as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Just the one. Greedy.
You can just have another one.
Yeah, exactly. I can tell just by the sounds of what.
So do you know what that for me is the politics of selfishness.
Yeah, you thinking now? Actually, this guy may as well become a skinwalker himself because that's unacceptably greedy. Just
I think it is. Yeah,
to yourself.
It's very centre of the self, isn't it? Yeah. It's very me-centric.
Yeah, very human-centric.
You don't know what's going to happen, do you? Could have a better life. I mean, maybe I have a father that didn't spend all his time on TikTok.
Yeah.
Maybe the Skinwalkers, maybe that he saw the TikTok and he was like, this person isn't a very present parent.
Yeah. You to be raised by somebody who's going to teach you right from wrong.
I've got a lot of love to give, whether in human form or
wolf form.
Or form of eagle. Form of octopus, got 8 hearts.
So I can tell what it sounds of whatever is calling out me, it's not right, like it wants to do wrong to me. So by sharing the video,
he sounds like that sounds like a guilty man.
Well, fair enough. His hope in sharing the video is to bring awareness to the beliefs of his Navajo and Apache upbringing, and has found how many people accept his story is reassuring, but can never predicted how fascinated people would be and how quickly interest has spread. So people all over the country, certainly not Native American, are confidently sharing knowledge and experiences of skinwalkers. They're ambiguously scary videos they've been making. They could have been attributed to ghosts, stalkers, etc., or a generic witch, but now the culprit is solidly determined to be a skinwalker. So everyone's like sharing it for clout. But look at this, as they're saying here. So yeah, it's become like a bit of a trend.
Yeah, like I don't know, Pepsi.
Yeah, Skinwalkers, the myth of a new generation.
That's the only trendy thing I can think of.
Still very popular. So Colin Dickey, whose books The Unidentified in Ghostland dissect why Americans are scared of what they are, says the horror trend typically doesn't have an exact correlation with some cultural anxiety, but if there's a connection to be made, it's with the context of the story and not necessarily the monster itself.
Right.
Freddy Krueger wasn't representing a sudden fear of burn victims, but the fact those movies took place in the suburbs did reflect a real anxiety about suburban white teen culture in the 80s, the rising panic about strangers threatening our kids.
Mm.
So it's not just that he was a crispy nonce, it was also the fact that he was worried about child safety.
Crispy Nonce is my favourite Belgian cake.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Hey, would you like a Crispy Nonce?
Somebody looks like he's coming, but the Crispy Nonce is just there.
I've just made some new fresh Crispy Nonce. You want Crispy Nonce and a coffee?
Well, it's
hey, come in the back.
Time. If you examine the defining characteristics of Skinwalker,
hey, how did the Crispy Nonce go down? Smooth.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure. Right.
Hey, look at the smile on your face. You've just had a Crispy Nonce. I can see him on your beard. One never enough.
Right. So I just give you. I'm just waiting for the last one.
No, it's okay. Leave it.
Okay. If you examine the defining characteristics of a skinwalker, that it shapeshifts, that it mimics the familiar in order to falsely gain trust, and its core is a regular person who's secretly unthinkable evil. They're like politicians, aren't they? It's a monster that's perfectly suited to America in 2020, a country ravaged by a pandemic where the enemy is invisible and ultimately each other. Our horror figure that preys on our instinct to trust is a convenient outlet for a population that spent the past 7 months encountering each person's stranger loved one with a suspicious wall up. Do you have it?
So that's a TikTok thing, but obviously they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that's just, I mean, I guess it's explaining as well why, I mean, apparently it became a massive phenomenon in 2020 on TikTok. Whether it still is, I've got no idea.
I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, Dickie also points out to the uncanniness of the skinwalker before they reveal their true nature, the sound of your friend's voice in the woods when they weren't expected, the pictured cry for help that isn't quite right, the coyote that moves just a little cooler.
I'm in the woods. Come in here. I've got some crispy nonsense.
See, the thing is, we are both a little bit uncanny anyway, aren't we? So it's
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, little still a lot of heavy lifting there.
Yeah. I'm more often not considered to be a human than considered to be a human. Put it that way.
It's toss a coin, and it's 50-50. The horror of the uncanny is it's something that's nominally familiar, but then in a scary moment turns out to be different and dangerous. It's like when we looked up Ron Perlman and found out actually he genuinely have some syndrome.
Yes, we did. We had to edit that out of the podcast.
Yeah. And we love Ron Perlman. He's a brilliant actor, but yeah, we didn't realise he actually had some. He's an
provided you need an actor to play Ron Perlman, he's your man, right?
No, I genuinely think he's most things I've seen him in. He's made them worth watching. But but he's.
You were less effused just before you found out about his problems. That's all I know, Neil.
He's not a conventional looking Hollywood type actor, is all I'm saying. And I say that as somebody, as I say, it's has more than a.
It's not a conventional looking human type man.
Stuff myself, more than a. So anyway, yada a pandemic. Who cares?
Fuck it, it's over.
Over and done with.
It's all made up anyway.
Yeah, and then there's the matter of the Skinwalker being a Native American figure in a year also marked by a renewed reckoning with the country's history of oppressing Black and Indigenous peoples. If they found the sudden popularity of Skinwalkers culturally appropriative, both Soto and Naomi said no. I love that people are educating themselves more about my culture. It's only the anger I've heard in my community and my platform is when people spread the wrong information.
Native Americans is really considering the shit that they've had to put up with, they're really fucking chill a lot of the time. Do you know what I mean? They're kind of like, they're just like, if you care, it's good you're learning about it. Do you know what I mean?
No, it certainly seems that way. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, people have gotten confusion with skinwalkers and wendigos or yabeshis, who may look scary to someone who's undereducated but actually sacred to native ceremonies, so it's disrespectful to confuse them with something like skinwalkers. Other than that, people take pride in our culture finally being recognised.
And we had an unreleased podcast about wendigos, which we might look at again in the future, but we found it a bit the mental journey we went with it was too depressing to.
Yeah, it was kind of like a similar. I can't remember the details now, but it's kind of like the oppression of the peoples.
It was famine and cannibalism and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was. Yeah, it was.
Wasn't that fun?
Not really right for our usual kind of levity, shall we say? Yeah. Anyway, Naomi and Soto are only two people. Another native TikToker denied an interview, saying it wasn't right to talk about skinwalkers at all, and he didn't like them being treated as a trend. The seriousness with which Indigenous people regard skinwalkers seems to be a crucial element of the scariness surrounding them. And perhaps the intrigue is an extension of wanting to other Indigenous tribes or consume their culture into our own. Or it could be grappling with guilt over their treatment by starting to see a creature known for attacking them around every corner. When tracing the increasing conviction in Americans' belief in the paranormal and conspiratorial in the unidentified, Dickey found that once simple legends are becoming more complex as people contort their understanding of their beliefs to slip out of mounting evidence to the contrary. Bigfoot, for example, is no longer solely an animal of unknown origin to many believers, but he's also an alien.
From the moon. Yeah, it's from the moon.
Or a member of a lost alien civilization. The more unknowable a figure is, the realer and scarier it becomes.
Which is how people find meeting us for the first time.
Yeah. Like us, the Skinwalker is merely unknowable. Ultimately unknowable. Because once their true self is revealed, it's too late for the victims, again, very much like us.
Again, yeah.
And their only connection to a truth. That's what's so frightening about the Skinwalker. Our understanding a bit of them and our conquer our fear of them will always be elusive. When you're alone in the dark in the desert, you hear what sounds like someone calling out for you. Could be a harmless bird. Could be a vicious mountain lion. Could be an evil witch. Could be anything.
Mm.
So there you go. We come
Could
to
be
the
a crispy nonce salesman.
Could be a crispy nonce, yeah. You sell Freddy Krueger behind you with some pastries.
Doing a rap video or whatever. Some weird stuff he used to do.
It became very child-friendly very quickly, that franchise.
We've mentioned this a few times. Yeah, it's weird. Cool. All right, well, shall we go through our scoring system now?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, bear with me a second.
So, Skinwalkers. We are going to look through... What am I talking about? Spookiness. Neil.
No, spookiness, okay. Yeah.
I'm really good at filling dead air.
Yeah. I was just killing the air there and you were reviving it with the oxygen of chat.
Just words that didn't form sentences.
Yes, it's fine. Sure,
it's because I'm learning Spanish. So
that's what people come here for.
Now, as my Spanish improves, my English gets worse. I can only hold one language, unfortunately.
You can one at a time.
Yeah.
You become like, I remember this is a guy in a book, I think it might have been Thacker, I can't remember, but he basically ended up only being able to speak pidgin of both French and English. Nobody can understand him on either side.
Yeah, sounds about, well, that's probably where I'm headed.
That's where you're headed.
Yeah. I've got my point in stick, so I'll be okay.
Not a problem. Spookiness. Yeah, this is spooky. Yeah, I tell you what I find especially creepy is the whole kind of like, imitating a friend or, try and trick you into helping them or something like that. It's like the Ted Bundy of mythological creatures.
So I think just from a personal point of view, I think that actually makes it less scary because I'm well aware that people who are my friends, if they saw me in the street or in a field or whatever, absolutely wouldn't call my name. They would try and make sure that they'd weren't
sort of
seen
hide
by
behind
me.
the tree and then wait till you pass. Yeah.
So I mean that for me is instant. Like, right, well, that's danger.
Yeah. That's setting you off on it immediately.
This isn't right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Chris, you want to come out for a pint? Whoa. Oh, easy there, Tiger.
Into my safe
Skywalker
room.
feed.
Into my safe room.
Skywalker? No, I think it's Skinwalker. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But speakers, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, the thieves. They do. I mean, again, we don't. I like the fact that we haven't defined what taboo they've broken. I think that makes it more mysterious for me. Because what could it be? You make your own mind up, listener. I'm going to give them an 8. I think this is some uncanny shit.
Yeah, I'm. I think because also, like they're obviously in sort of mainly rural areas and stuff as well, where that's quite spooky for a city slicker like me.
I'd like to see Skinwalker goes to New York.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
That'd be all right.
Yeah,
Skinwalker takes Manhattan.
Skinwalker goes to college.
Yeah,
that'd be good. Mr.
Skinwalker in space. That's where they always end up.
Mr. Skinwalker goes to Washington, where he's gone to try and get some of the treaties rescinded. Skinwalker 2, Electric Boogaloo, where they're trying to shut down the local Skinwalker youth club.
So the Skinwalkers will put on a show and say,
and this other Skinwalker's trying to build condominium. No, I think
I broke a taboo, but the taboo you're breaking by closing down the youth centre really is taboo. Even I, fellow Skinwalkers, wouldn't do that. There are limits. Not for me.
Not for me. I'm the biggest Skinwalker. Yeah, I think there is a spookiness to it. Like the red eyes, the big animals. The fact that it's a human that's done something so terrible. But I don't know. I guess by whose standards would be my question. But you know, I've vehemently defended the scary gimp. So
yeah,
depends, doesn't it?
Depends moral positions, but there you go.
So because I don't know what this taboo is, and you know, it's just what society says taboos aren't necessarily taboos in my mind. I'm gonna give it a 6. Believability. So yeah, it's absolutely believed. Someone turned themselves into an animal. Seems unlikely, but I guess you know we don't know everything. There's I mean, like people do believe it, and there's loads of accounts of it, and I've seen people being interviewed about them and stuff. So it's got something. So I'm gonna give it an 8 mil.
It is. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a part of the legends and stuff, but yeah, there is it's part of the culture. I think there is an amount of kind of like belief in it, and I guess it goes to show. I think it's the thing as well. It's easy to be cynical about these things when you live in the city or built up areas, but throughout the country, who knows?
Who knows what happens out in the country?
Who are, got of all walks of life, who got weird stories that they share. So
yeah, could just be someone could have just started a family with a wolf.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, so
lonely nights in the desert.
Do I believe it? No, but is there belief in it? I think yes, there is, and there have been quite a few sort of witness accounts. So on that basis, going to have to give it a 6.
6, nice one. Narrative premise now.
Yeah, I think that I think there is a good one. I mean, obviously, the idea. I mean, I'm assuming it's kind of like it has the skin of whatever animal it can sort of turn into, and there is I think the whole thing about the.
I think it's called Skinwalker because it can just change its skin.
Okay, I'm not entirely. Again, it might be like a Selkie in that case, but yeah, I think it's got a cool gimmick. The whole thing around
it's red.
Yeah, radical gimmick. No, I just like the idea that it's like kind of you've got somebody who's like was ostensibly good, and then just to sort of like get some extra power or whatever, they're going to do something manifestly evil to get that. It's the whole kind of like Faustian bargain, isn't it? So that's cool. There's some deep seated stuff in here, and that's really interesting. It's kind of genuine sort of Native American kind of culture, which is interesting. It's not something we get a lot of exposure to. So yeah, I think there's quite a lot to this. Unfortunately, the only movie that seems to have been made is some like cheesy thing from 2012, which I might try and track down. But it did have one person I'd heard of in it, but I can't remember the name now.
Fatima Whitbread.
Yeah, Fatima Whitbread. Thank you. That was it. Yeah, so quite interesting. So I'm going to give it an 8 for narrative premise.
Well, Neil, you know what they say: absolute power corrupts absolutely, and I think really that's what's happened here. I think, yeah. I mean, people really like power, don't they? Some people. I mean, the thing, like, so sociopaths really like power.
Well, I'm reading in the Frank Herbert book I'm reading at the moment. Was it The Corrupt Drawn to Power?
Well, sociopaths are drawn to power, and I think that to become a skinwalker, you'd probably have to be a bit of a sociopath. Yeah. So that all adds up. Like, it's not going to be like someone who's normally wired who would want to do this.
No.
So, I mean, I think that's the sort
Batman
of
skinwalker, do you reckon?
I think Batman was a when to go because he ate Alfred, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. And his parents.
And his parents, and then blamed it on that bloke at the circus and then kills him. Well,
oh, yeah, convenient.
And then there was that short guy who he kills, who was mayor for a bit. Yeah, I don't know, he's just a monster, wasn't he? Typical billionaire. He was a true American Psycho.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting. I think the psychological makeup of the person who decides to do all this, I think that's quite scary. Like to be that kind of like.
You got more on the psychological angle, like Dostoevsky.
A little, yeah. Well, I've been compared to him many times now, as you know. But I'm a slightly better writer. I say better, more laboured. So yeah, I think that's interesting, that part of it, and it's a good creature, and there's lots of stuff. I mean, you can easily make something of it, but yeah, I think the journey of becoming the Skinwalker, because I can only imagine it would be like, your fucking Ted Bundys of the world or whatever, who would be the kind of person who'd do it anyway. So
you want your origin story,
yeah. So I'm going to give it an 8 as well.
Nice.
So Reach. Well, I've definitely heard of it, and I think it's well known in America. I don't think my mum would have heard of it, but it's a fairly big one, I think. So I'm going to give it a 7. Neil.
Yeah, again, I think it's reasonably well known, or it's becoming better known, and it's been around in Native American culture, one assumes, for a very long time, and will probably persist.
At least 20 years.
Yeah, at least 20 years that we know of. I'll give it a 7.
7. That gives us a massive 58. So that is a huge score for our presumably night attackers, the Skinwalker. If you want to get in contact, you can at herb.legends.podcast@gmail.com. I'm staying on social media at the moment, so no point in going on there because I won't see you.
Pick that up when we get back into it.
Maybe. Or maybe we never will.
Yeah.
But yeah, feel free to drop us a line with anything. And if you could give us a like and a rating and comment and stuff, all of that stuff's really nice because we don't get any of it. So it'd be good if you could take 1 second out of your day. But don't feel pressured.
I'm not getting passive aggressive about it.
I'm not at all. No, I mean it's only been 3 years. Yeah. Don't charge anything for content.
Eventually.
Yeah, I know. You've got to be busy, aren't you?
You've got something to do, yeah.
Sitting there on the toilet.
Sit and watch that.
Masturbating
TikTok
over
video
Neil's
again,
new sexy voice. And if you want more of Neil's sexy voice, then if you email us, that can be arranged. That can be arranged at very reasonable cost. Beyond that, we will be back same time next week, and I hope you have a good one. And we love you very much, despite everything that we've said, which is to the contrary.
Yeah.
All right, see you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
It's an urban legend. Oh, yeah. I have girls regret. Oh, I'd give them my best. White and white, please, John. Right, Steve, you toe rag. You owe me a monkey.